is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. Monterrey, Mexico, the scene. And this afternoon, a gorgeous day. It's the St. Louis Cardinals, the Cincinnati Reds coming up in game number 2. And with Jim Hayes, Brad Thompson, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Welcome again to Mexico. Game number 2 of the Mexico series between the Reds and the Cardinals. And Brad, a disappointing game for the Cardinals last night, but yet the atmosphere was just tremendous.
It really was. Like you said, there were plenty of opportunities last night that were missed. Hopefully not the case today, but the overall opportunity of being here, being in Monterrey, Mexico, sharing this great game with the fans. I know the players have been excited, getting a chance to take it all in. You and I have had a chance walking around this ballpark, visiting with the fans. It's been amazing here. Yeah,
the fans have really enjoyed it. We've enjoyed it as well. And Miles Mikolas is on the mound for St. Louis here this afternoon. Anthony DeSclafani for the Cincinnati Reds. Reds-Cardinals Mexico Series Game 2 coming up. Monterrey, Mexico. The Cardinals and the Reds, and today we wrap it up. The Mexico series here in game number 2. Jim Hayes is with us. Brad Thompson here in the booth. I'm Dan McLaughlin. What a difference a day makes. It is 75 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. It is beautiful here in Mexico.
It really is, and this has been a very fun trip, and it was fun today getting a chance to see some of the fans. Had a couple of fans behind the dugout today from St. Louis, made the trek here to see their Cardinals. And the hope is today you get to see them split this series here, this short series with the Cincinnati Reds.
David Bell, the manager of the Cincinnati Reds. A lot of new faces with the Reds and some guys that return, like their starter today, Anthony DeSclafani, and they expect big things from him.
They certainly do, and he has been, when healthy, DeSclafani has been great. Unfortunately for him, he spent a lot of time on the shelf the last 3 years, but there is a high upside with Anthony DeSclafani.
Well, the Reds come in having won last night, 5-8. The Cardinals are 8-6. Take a look at the starting lineup for St. Louis. Matt Carpenter at the top. Paul Goldschmidt had a couple of hits last night. Paul DeYoung saw his hitting streak come to a close. Marcell Ozuna, Yadier Molina, Tyler O'Neill in center field. Harrison Bader dealing with a little bit of a leg issue. Jim Hayes will have more on that. In right field, Dexter Fowler. Colton Wong at second. He homered last night. The pitcher batting ninth, Miles Mikolas. Let's turn to Brad Thompson's Toyota key to the game.
Well, this one is simple enough. It's cash them in, and I'm talking about runners in scoring position. The Cardinals had plenty of opportunities yesterday against the Reds and failed to cash in. 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. The only knock was actually by Adam Wainwright, the pitcher. Hit a ground ball through the left side. Cardinals had some opportunities. Need to cash them in today.
Cardinals right now hitting 195 with runners in scoring position, 27th in all of baseball. The numbers on Anthony DeSclafani, the Reds have lost his first 2 starts, and last Sunday he pitched against Pittsburgh. Not a good outing, 6 earned in 4 1/3.
Yeah, he struggled in that one, and it's typical when you're up, you get hurt, and that's what happened in that ball game. Gave up a couple of home runs, ended up in the zone. As you see his Hyundai pitch arsenal, 56% fastball, likes to throw the curveball off of it and the slider as well. Every once in a while, in a blue moon, you might see a changeup out of him. But he has been great once again when healthy. But man, he has struggled to stay on this roster just due to health concerns.
Reds defensively, Jesse Winker in left field, Scott Schebler in center, Yasiel Puig, we saw his arm on display, he's in right. Suarez, Iglesias, Peraza, and Votto along the infield. Tucker Barnhart is behind the plate. Mentioned the injuries for DeSclafani. 2016 strained oblique. In 17, the sprain of the UCL ligament, no Tommy John surgery, and then last year strained oblique again, and he missed 3 months. So just staying on the bump, a key for him. And the first pitch taken for a ball by Matt Carpenter. Said good numbers. The first 2 in this lineup, very good numbers against this right-hander. Carpenter 9 for 20 with 3 home runs.
Well, you see the big shift again. The second baseman Peraza playing left field. four-man outfield for the Cincinnati Reds. Saw it in a couple of at-bats against Matt Carpenter yesterday. And in his first at-bat, it ended up actually benefiting Matt Carpenter. He led off the game with a triple. Dan, I wouldn't say it's your prototypical triple. It was a ball that was hit to the left side of the infield nobody could get to.
And with four outfielders, you thought that pop-up would be caught by somebody, but it wasn't. Wound up being a triple for Carpenter. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Carpenter and Goldschmidt last year got off to very slow starts, and then right around May the weather started to get a little warmer and those guys got hot and did not look back. Carpenter wound up with 36 home runs and Goldschmidt finished in the top 10 in the MVP. And the 3-1 fouled back, good cut, full count on Matt Carpenter.
I think it's fair to say, Dan, that there are some guys that you just don't worry about. There are some guys that you just realize that it's going to come around and they're going to be just fine. So even with the slow start, you know that Matt Carpenter's got the track record of doing it. Paul Goldschmidt certainly does as well. That is a very nice 1-2 punch that the Cardinals were able to roll out there.
Now with 2 strikes, 3 infielders on the right side, and the 3-2 pitch. Missed on the inside corner and a leadoff walk. The ball is bouncing all over the place in this ballpark. Now, I was talking with Stubby Clapp before the game, Cardinals first base coach. He said he played on this type of surface a couple of years in Edmonton. And he said that the difference was that was a new surface where this is actually matted down a little bit.
Makes it faster.
And that's the key. Very fast infield. Here's Paul Goldschmidt. And Goldschmidt hits it out of play.
We spent a lot of time yesterday, Dan, just watching ground balls go through, and the difference between the grass and then the dirt. The dirt slows it up a lot, but anything that catches a lip, I mean, it will end up being a storyline throughout the game. It certainly was yesterday.
It's bouncy, but it could be worse, was the point I think that Stubby was making. But to your point, a very quick infield. Here's the 0-1 pitch. 0-2. Paul Goldschmidt 7 for 11. Home run against this right-hander. Well, during this season-high 4-game winning streak for the Reds, their pitchers have posted a .75 ERA. Couple of shutouts, and their hitters have picked it up as well, right around a .300 average. Kept in front by Tucker Barnhart. He did that time and again last night in Game 1.
Yeah, Tucker saved a couple of runs behind the plate last night. His pitchers have the confidence with 2 strikes, you know, at any point that they know they could throw that one in the dirt and he'll smother it.
Leadoff walk to Carpenter. Nobody out. Just underway here in the finale of this 2-game series. Goldschmidt hits it up the middle. There's a base hit into left center. That's that speed of the infield, and now the speed of Goldschmidt. He winds up at second base with a double on a ground ball. You'll probably also notice on the replay, Stubby talked about this too. They have what basically is old tires that they grind into the surface here, and it leaves a trail. Watch this. You can kind of see it right there as it hits the outfield turf.
Yeah, you'll see it fly up behind the ball, and Goldschmidt, I mean, he crushed that ball, hit it right on the screws. But maybe on regular grass that checks up just enough to end up for Iglesias to get a glove on it. He can't. Goldschmidt hustling the whole way, and here we go.
And Young chops one foul. Cardinals last night had a runner at third and nobody out and couldn't bring him in. It's got to change here.
Yeah, it ended up changing the entire game. I mean, there were plenty of opportunities. Adam Wainwright threw the ball so well, gave you a chance in the ball game, and just couldn't get anything going offensively until it was too late. Put the pressure on him early, right here.
Big gap in left center. And DeYoung hits it back to DeSclafani, and now Carpenter in a rundown, trying to stay in it to get DeYoung to second, and Goldschmidt does not advance from second to third. Boy, you'd like to see at least the runner get from second to third, and a costly mistake again by the Cardinals.
Well, you got to be able to see that one through. I mean, it's a big thing in that situation. You can't get caught up in between. You see here, Carpenter just gets out there way too far. Ball doesn't get past DeSclafani.
I think the question, though, is why is Goldschmidt still at second base with the third baseman bearing down on Carpenter? Suarez.
He certainly didn't look like he was going to be able to get there, and hopefully it doesn't end up hurting, but certainly should be there.
Here's Marcell Ozuna. Now time is called, so it goes 1-5 on the putout. Runners at first and second for Marcell Ozuna. Met with the media today. Enjoying his time here in Mexico. For the players that are bilingual, this has been, and I was talking with Jose Martinez about it. He said it's like playing winter ball right now. You know, you feel comfortable. A lot of the people around here speak the language. There's just a comfort level with that.
I'm sure it's a nice change for those guys, and honestly for everybody, it's a nice change to see something different.
Here's a 1-0, and Ozuna hits a drive out to deep right at the wall. Gone! Opposite field home run. 3-run shot. Adios, pelota. A 1-0 pitch, and he smokes it into the bullpen and right.
Well, we had talked about the Cardinals being able to cash in, and it looked like for a second they might have ran themselves out of an opportunity. Fortunately, Marcell Ozuna comes through with his 4th home run of the year. DeSclafani trying to go in, leaves it middle, ball still down. But Marcell Ozuna puts a charge into that thing, gets it up in the air. And as we've seen here, if you get it up in the air, good things might happen. And I am very glad for you, Dan. You got to use the adios pelota two times. I want you to use that a bunch today.
You got it.
Can you use it every time? That's
Absolutely.
okay, right?
Adios pelota foul.
You're pushing it.
All right.
I like the effort, though.
Okay.
You know, hey, when in Rome, you know?
Absolutely. You had tacos 2 days in a row.
Hey, I know we didn't win yesterday, and usually you just go back to the things that you won with. They were so good, though.
You went back to them?
I had to go back. I brought Ricky Horton some tacos, too, because I was hyping them up so much.
That good?
They were that good.
Up and into Yadier Molina. That was a tough night for Yadi. He had 3 lineouts, 2 of them to Joey Votto, as he scorched the ball in game 1.
He hit it hard 4 times. The 4th one finally hit off the pitcher and then ricocheted to the second baseman, Dietrich, and almost got him out. Got himself a knock, but he was, I know there were a lot of missed opportunities. We hit on that right off the bat. 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Yadi drilled a few balls to the right side that, I mean, should have been RBI. Paul DeYoung had another one up the middle. Tanner Roark snagged it and saved his own life.
Little chopper slowly hit to third. Suarez will make the play. And that's out number 2. And it brings in Tyler O'Neill. Watching during batting practice, the ball is just jumping out of here. And that was for both sides. It's very dry. We're about, I'd say, 2,000 feet above sea level. So the ball will fly in this ballpark. As O'Neill hits it foul and out of play. Puig giving chase, out of play. Harrison Bader not in the lineup, as we touched upon earlier. Brad dealing with a little bit of a leg issue.
Yeah, and better safe than sorry, right? At this point, you get a hold of something, you're feeling something, and get it taken care of. Fortunately for the Cardinals, they got guys that can fill in, but you just hope with Harrison it's a quick stint, or not even a stint, just a day-to-day.
O'Neill a drive. Adios! Way out of here. 4-0 Cardinals, 2. First inning. Bombs. A 3-run shot hit by Marcell Ozuna. And this one off the bat of O'Neill.
Well, we just talked about having somebody to fill in that spot when Harrison Bader's dealing with that hamstring. And Tyler O'Neill does what we've seen him do a ton of already in his young career, is put one way back. Souvenir City. No doubter right there off the bat of Tyler O'Neill.
Man. Ball was crushed, and now it's Dexter Fowler. Nothing Cardinals here in the top of the first. Fowler had a double last night.
This is the kind of start that the Cardinals needed. Get some momentum going, push some things through. We saw them push late last night. They were able to get Iglesias, the closer, into the game, put a little pressure on him.
And there's a strike. And Fowler taps it foul.
With 2 strikes against Fowler, the infield for the Reds shifts over, gives him the entire left side. DeSclafani working him with that slider in.
That's it out of play. Kind of see it coming a little bit with Ozuna. Just he's comfortable here. He had a great batting practice. And Fowler sends a fly ball out to shallow center. Tough play, and it drops in. Fowler on his way to second base, and he's standing up as the ball gets away. I think some of the outfielders, and we saw this a couple of times last night, Brad, with the ball, the way it's jumping off the bat, their initial move is to take a step or 2 back and then come in.
Saw Schebler do it right there. We've seen just in this inning, Marcell Ozuna hit a bomb. Tyler O'Neill hits a bomb way out to left field. So your initial reaction is that quick step back, knowing how the ball flies.
Something not right, by the way, with Dexter Fowler. I think he may have slipped going around the bag when the ball came back into the infield. You could see it really wasn't to anybody, and he had to stop and then goes around the bag and then maybe get things going again. Take a look. Yep, right there. So it is a double for Fowler. Cardinals have a walk, a double, a homer, 3-run homer, and then a solo shot. Now the double by Fowler, and what a start here for St. Louis.
That turf coming into play again. The bad read initially lets it drop, but then it drops in front, takes that huge hop on Schebler, and Dex was hustling.
Another look here.
Just slips off the bag. Yep.
And the Cardinals right now without Bader, so a little bit limited on their bench. Dexter says he's all right. He'll stay in there. Intentional walk to Wong. Interesting, though, that they would do this. And I get it, pitcher on deck, but Wong is 0 for 14 with 7 strikeouts against DeSclafani.
You know what, though? I think I'm going to go back to what he's been doing recently. Colton Wong seeing the ball really well. We saw him go opposite field for a home run yesterday against a lefty, by the way, which was very impressive.
That was
I'd go with the pitcher.
His first opposite field home run in the big leagues, by the way, for Colton Wong. He had done that in the minor leagues, but not in Major League Baseball. So Miles Michaelis at the plate, 2 runners on, and pitch number 29 from DeSclafani. 0-2. First innings last year, only 2 home runs allowed, and a different story first innings this season.
It's hard when you put yourself in that hole. Oftentimes, that's the difference in the ball game.
Michaelis lines it to center, and the catch is made by Scott Schebler. Big inning for the Cardinals. 3-run homer, Marcell Ozuna. 2 batters later, a no-doubter, Tyler O'Neill. 4-0, half inning in the books. Run lead. Marcell Ozuna, 3-run homer and a solo home run hit by Tyler O'Neill, his first of the year. Miles Michaelis, this will be start number 4 for the Cardinal right-hander.
Picked up his first win of the season the other day against the Dodgers and settled in really well. He gave up 2 in the first inning and then looked great after that. And we've seen Miles, saw him last year, man. The guy can just flat out pitch. I think that he's finally getting to that point where he's got better feel for stuff. One thing that's going to be interesting to see with him is how's that curveball looking against the lefties specifically.
Winker, Votto, and Puig. Then Suarez, Schebler, Peraza, Barnhart, Iglesias, and DeSclafani. Miles Michaelis last year went 13-0, 4 runs of support or more. And last year started out, the first 2 starts weren't great. And a base hit past Wong into right. And then he settled in and became one of the top pitchers in the game. Base hit for Jesse Winker.
Well, one of the reasons he's as good of a pitcher as he is that pitch arsenal. See there, the Hyundai pitch arsenal. 50% fastball, throws the curveball and slider well. Curveball he uses more to the lefties. We'll sprinkle in the changeup every once in a while. But think about Miles is, man, when he is right, and we saw a lot of that last year, as you mentioned, after the first couple, he can spot up any of those pitches in any count.
Now Joey Votto, 2 for 8 against Miles Michaelis. Michaelis has seen him just 8 times, but no walks. He's gone after him. And quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. The highest on-base percentage against the Cardinals all time. Minimum 500 at-bats against St. Louis.
That's not a small sample size, by the way.
And number 1 on that list, Joey Votto, 446.
Yuck.
Then Ralph Kiner, Tim Raines, Jeff Bagwell, Jackie Robinson. And a ground ball. Wong, tough play, spinning there, and they turn 2. 4-6-3 on the double play. You got to remember the dirt and how it affects a ground ball.
That was not an easy pick. I mean, this thing was short. It does slow down quite a bit in the dirt. Wong does a good job, turns, makes a nice feed over there to short. Great pitch by Michaelis, get him tied up. Colton's got such good hands. There's such good instincts over there at second base.
So just like that, 2 outs and Yasiel Puig. Puig has been wearing a microphone for Major League Baseball to take in some of his antics and fun that he's had with the fans. Off to a slow start after the deal with the Dodgers, 5 for 38. And a ground ball to Young on the short hop. Makes the play. 7-pitch, bottom of the first. The double play, then the ground out. 4-0 after 1. MLB at bat. Follow the action with game tracking and video highlights, up to the moment stat standings, breaking news, and more. MLB at bat. Cardinals batted around in that first inning, and a fastball taken high. Carpenter walked and scored the 3-run homer hit by Marcell Ozuna. Estadio de Beisbol, Monterrey. Wrapping up the Mexico series here with the Cincinnati Reds. Cardinals will fly out to Milwaukee after the ball game, and the Reds head to the West Coast to play the Dodgers. Dodgers scuffling a bit here recently. As Carpenter lines it, and there's 4 outfielders there, and the catch is made.
Yeah, the Reds are road warriors. They say go to Monterrey to LA and then head to San Diego for 4. Playing a lot of their games the initial month, first month of the season, on the road.
There's Paul Goldschmidt. Had a great conversation with Paul yesterday, who attended Texas State. So it wasn't an SEC school or some of the bigger baseball schools. It was Texas State. I said, how did that happen? And he said, well, I wasn't the first choice for a lot of the major schools, and I went and took a visit at Texas State. They said I'd have the chance to play right away, and we were going to play some of those big schools. So I figured, I want to play every day. I don't want to go the junior college route, and that's why he wound up there. And he also said academics were important to me. They had what I wanted. Met his wife there, and now they've got 2 young children, and he said he's really settling into St. Louis.
I'm shocked that he's competitive and wanted to go somewhere where he'd have a chance to play against the teams that wouldn't let him be the everyday guy. That's just so shocking to me. Guy's incredible. That's the thing too. When you're good enough, they'll find you. Scouts will find you.
No
the
question.
big leagues will find you.
As he hits it sharply to second, taken there by Peraza for the out. There's 2 away. He brings in Paul DeJong. When he was in college, Paul DeJong started out as a catcher, and there were teams that wanted to draft him as a catcher, and now here he is in the big leagues as a shortstop.
Once again, if you have talent, they'll find places for you.
That's right.
I think we've seen Paul DeJong grow each year, by the way, at the position. His instincts are getting better and better. Looks more and more comfortable. We've seen him do it with the stick, but I've been very impressed with the glove.
DeJong out to left, and this ball is off the top of the wall. It was deadened off the fencing in that bullpen, and so DeJong into second base, standing up with a 2-out double to extend the inning to Marcell Ozuna.
Well, Jesse Winker didn't move too far on this one. He knew it was either going to come caroming off the wall or it was going to be gone. He hit this one right on the screws. Just ball that he's trying to get. He's finally trying to get up in the zone further. This thing just leaks to the inner half. About another 2 feet away from another great call by you.
You want to call this one?
You want to?
This is all you if you want it.
Oh, please let it go.
This is back in the first, and adios pelota. Here's the 0-1 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Oh. Stubby clap, the watchful eye from first base. And the 1-1 pitch.
A good slider there off the plate. It was nice First of all, home runs are nice to see. It's just great to see Marcell Ozuna do that. But to hit it the other way, to be able to stay on that ball and drive it that way, it's a good sign.
It's what he was doing in Miami his final year with the Marlins. They talked about his tremendous plate coverage, but in particular, power the other way. And you've got to think that the shoulder issue he's been dealing with since coming to St. Louis has zapped some of that power, but maybe he's starting to come out of it.
Yeah, I think that he was at the point last year where he really had to cheat to get that power to, hit the ball on the inner half, and it opened himself up a lot.
It's bounced to the plate, and it's 2-2. Already some stretching down in the Cincinnati bullpen. It's a 7-pitch bottom of the first, vintage Miles Mikolas.
That was big on multiple levels because, Miles has a great first inning. He gets in, gets out, feels good. But then you get DeSclafani right back out there after he struggled that first inning. He got 2 quick outs in this inning and then able to put a little bit more pressure on him. Getting into the bullpen early, always a good thing.
2-2 the count on the Cardinal left fielder. Ozuna lines it up the middle. Peraza playing there, and he is able to retire the Cardinal left fielder. Ball again hit sharply off the bat of Marcell Ozuna. The Mexico series in Monterrey, game number 2, 4-0, midway through 2.
Of the Mexico series, and for fans in Monterrey, baseball fans, this is a really special opportunity. This is Diego, longtime Cardinal fan and a huge fan of Yadi, and you get to see him live and in person today. What does that mean to you?
Yes, important for me. I am a very fan for the Cardinals for a long time ago, and my favorite player is Yadier Molina. And
it's a dream come true.
Yeah, it's a dream for me and for Mexican fans.
Great experience, the Mexico series. Guys.
All right, Jimmy, thank you. And festive atmosphere. Fans enjoyed the fireworks last night, and then a post-game concert for probably a good hour and a half. They were still out here at the ballpark, and they won't have to wait long after this game is over, as early May Major League Baseball comes back with a 2-game series. And that's hit down the left field line. That's Suarez. One hops off the wall. Ozuna, his throw not in time. And standing up, Eugenio Suarez. Second hit allowed by Mikolas.
You see the hop up there. Marcell Ozuna hit one yesterday, scorched a double down to left field, and it hopped up and ended up being a ground rule double. Like, it's crazy the bounces that these balls are taking. Either way, that's going to be a double right there, whether he picks that off the wall clean or not.
Now Schebler with a runner at second base. Fly ball into center. There's O'Neill. Came in late into the ball game last night, took over in right field, and he's in center today. Around the horn, presented by Dobbs. O'Neill in center, Ozuna left, Fowler in right. Along the infield, Carpenter, DeYoung, Wong, and Goldschmidt, and Molina behind the plate. Around the horn, presented by Dobbs. Well, they do not advance the runner from second to third. And here's Jose Peraza at second base today. Good player, Peraza. Mikolas knocks it down. He'll step and throw. And the runner from second not advancing. He had no intention of looking him back, but he had to make sure that wasn't caught.
Yep, couple of huge outs right there. You get the fly ball to center, you get this one here. Mikolas does a good job knocking it down. Colton Wong would have been right there had he not. As a pitcher, though, even though you know exactly where your defense is, you see him set up beforehand, you can't help yourself. You're going to stick your glove out. He does a good job knocking that thing down, knowing he had a tiny bit of time and makes a good play.
4-0 our score. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. And now Tucker Barnhart Wow, what a day for sports. This is one you kind of just snuggle up, and Sunday you watch the Masters, and Tiger Woods captures his 5th green jacket. Then you've got Cardinal baseball from Mexico, Blues hockey tonight at Enterprise Center. And a fly ball into right. Fowler there to make the catch. Reds strand a runner. And again, a 7-pitch inning for Miles Michaelis. Followed by the game, the drop of the puck. 6:30, Fox Sports Midwest, streaming on Fox Sports Go. We're in the 3rd. It'll be Molina, O'Neill, and Fowler. Cardinals have talked about potentially being one of the teams that would play in London next year. And then at some point they'd like to play in Puerto Rico. I wonder if Yachty would be a draw.
We heard the ovation here in Monterrey, Mexico for Yadier Molina. They love him here. I couldn't even imagine what the crowd hopefully will be like if in fact that opportunity is provided.
I don't care if it's spring training or regular season. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
An icon in Puerto Rico.
Well, and a guy too that has meant so much to the Cardinals organization. If you were able to swing that and to do that, and you know how much love there is for the Cardinals in Puerto Rico anyways, that'd be a special event.
Yachty winning the Roberto Clemente Award last year for his efforts for those in Puerto Rico and the city of St. Louis. Carlos Beltran did that as well, wearing a Cardinal uniform. There have been 5 winners of that prestigious award from the Cardinals organization. Albert Pujols, Lou Brock did it, Ozzie Smith, and the 3-1 pitch. Fly ball carries out to Puig, and he'll make the catch. Take you back to the 1st inning. 3-run homer hit by Ozuna, and then Tyler O'Neill. Adios.
Got the courtesy trot there by Winker. The turnaround, you know, pitcher appreciates that. Thanks for giving it the effort, but that thing was about 20 rows deep. Tyler O'Neill is that guy, and it happened this morning. He walked by me in the hotel lobby, and I thought to myself, I should probably go work out or something. I should probably go to the gym.
He's put together.
Yeah.
So he shamed you into working out.
Well, no, it didn't happen. I'm
you
just saying.
Got tacos.
No, yeah, I did actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about it though, and maybe it'll be incentive as we head to Milwaukee.
Gotcha.
It could happen. It might not.
That's in the dirt. 1-2. Games have not been sold out this weekend, but close to a sellout. And the 1-2 pulled the string and had O'Neill out in front. The strikeout and the first for DeSclafani. And it brings in Fowler with 2 down. He doubled his first time up. Cardinals in Milwaukee tomorrow. Dakota Hudson and Freddie Peralta in game 1. And Fowler lifts it in the air to center at the wall, and it's caught. Gave it a ride. So the Cardinals were a few feet away from home run number 3 here in game 2. Sunday, April 21st, we'll be at home. 15 and younger, those kids will take home a stadium exclusive Build-A-Bear Workshop bunny. Also a free ticket voucher to a future game and an ice cream sundae thanks to Prairie Farms. 50 years ago to the day, The Cardinals were in Montreal at Jerry Park 50 years ago today. That's lined out to left and a base hit for Iglesias. That would be the first official Major League game outside of the U.S. April 14th, 1969. Well, Michaelis has been dealing with base runners all afternoon, and yet the first 2 innings were only 7 pitches apiece.
Worked out pretty well for him so far. Maybe he's able to get out of this one. DeSclafani probably going to try to put one down here. And the ball rolls a tad bit different. He gets too much barrel on this. You never know what might happen.
Uh-oh. That one caught Molina on the foul ball. He says he's all right.
It just catches him right in the chest. Of course he says he's all right. I mean, it's what he does. That's probably going to cripple most humans. He's cool, though.
No balls and a strike on DeSclafani. Goldschmidt holding at first. Carpenter coming in at third. Cardinals lead it 4-0. 2 home runs hit in the first inning. Nothing in 2. Michaelis is pumping strikes here today.
Yeah, it's how we're used to seeing him, and we're also used to seeing weak contact. We've seen a lot of that already, also getting some ground balls.
DeSclafani, little chopper over Michaelis. Just enough. And the runner from first advancing, Iglesias to second. Now time for T-Mobile's connection to the game. Houston 8 wins in a row. Altuve has homered in 5 straight. Chris Davis snapped his historic skid. Had been 0 for 62. Had a 2 RBI single. And he also had a Yeah, you're right. His Brad is now pointing to the sky.
Yeah,
he also had a couple other RBIs in that game. And the Dodgers, after beginning the season 8-2, they have dropped 6 in a row, and they stand at an even 8-8.
I know, and I see the people on Twitter a lot of time. Oh, Chris Davis, who cares? He's a millionaire. It doesn't matter. Man, that's tough. An 0 for 62 skid. I am very glad that he was able to snap that one. It wasn't that long ago that Chris Davis was one of the most feared hitters in all of baseball. Always, you know, would strike out a bit, but had that big time power.
Thought he handled it with class too. He was asked about it every day, and you know, did not get overly frustrated, at least publicly, with the press, but answered the questions.
Yeah, he answered the bell every day. We know that the Orioles are going through a transition anyhow. I mean, it's going to be tough times over there, and personally he was going through some tough times, but he's been there a long time. He's a leader. A lot of the young guys on that club look to him. Very impressive the way he handled it.
Here's Winker, who singled to right. He's reached base in 9 of his last 17 plate appearances. He started the year just 1 for 24, but since then has gone 6 for 14 with 3 homers. So this is one of the hotter hitters right now for the Reds.
That's been the most interesting part for the Reds so far in this early season, as the offense has been slow to get it going, something that probably won't last for long.
And it's 1-2.
On the flip side for the Reds, the pitching has been outstanding, especially here recently. Starting pitching has been great. Bullpen's been very good. One thing that's been missing for them over the years.
And the 1-2 pitch in the dirt. You mentioned the weak contact against Michaelis, and that was a aspect of his game that was sensational last year. The exit velocity, the average was 86 miles an hour, and that was 4th best in the league. It went Wheeler, Hendricks, Trevor Williams, and then Miles Michaelis. It's been up a little bit in his first 3 starts, but getting better. There's a swing and a miss. The strikeout of Winker, and now you have Joey Votto.
Well, I think that we're seeing Miles Michaelis start to get into form here. You see him get on top of this slider, get that good downward break, make sure it stays in there on Winker. He's been looking very, very good so far today. His first couple of starts, first 2 specifically, saw him make a bunch of mistakes, kind of up in the zone. He's been down a bit more. When he's been up, it's been where he's wanted it.
2 outs, runner at second, Joey Votto. And strike 1. Votto grounded into a nifty 4-6-3 double play. First time up.
It was nifty. Nifty's underused, I think.
Not today.
Couple that with adios pelota, and you've got your program today.
You got it. Here's the 0-1 pitch. 0-2.
Tell you what, that first pitch to Joey Votto ended up setting up the second one, but that has been an issue for Michaelis early on this season. It's only been 3 starts, and his 4th one now is that curveball to the lefties, being able to throw that thing for a strike. He's been a bit erratic with it, has found himself in some bad counts, and that's where he's gotten hurt.
And the 0-2. Ooh, just missed on the inside corner.
That's
Good
that little
pitch.
Maddox-esque one, this front door sinker. This thing's just coming back. Maybe wraps around the inner half. If he missed, he just missed.
There's not a lot that Votto is going to be able to do with that pitch.
He's got to take it.
And the 1-2 held on to by Molina, and Votto strikes out. So back-to-back Ks for Michaelis. It'll be Wong, Michaelis, and Carpenter coming up, and it's 4-0 St. Louis. Last night, and our Kubota Power Stats, an opposite field home run hit by Colton Wong. And his numbers coming into play on the road. Been very good, the Kubota Power Stats.
Well, it's great to see this start from Colton Wong. We've seen it over the years, and we've seen it 2 years ago. Was kind of the first time you saw both parts of his game come together. The offense and the defense has always been there. Last year had some struggles with the bat. This year he has just been fantastic so far.
Third baseman off the line and in the first pitch. Take it for a ball. We check in with Jim.
Yeah, Colton's home run last night not only came off a lefty, Zach Duke, but it also snapped a little 0-for-4 dry spell. Colton told me when you hit a homer off a lefty, it means you're not pulling off the ball. He said, I was doing some of that in the Dodgers series. He said, I wasn't too worried about it because I'm in a good place right now. And Dan, you mentioned it. Last night's homer was a first for Colton. First time in his major league career he homered to the opposite field. His first professional home run was also opposite field. That came in Class A.
Jimmy, too many cigars or just a little bit under the weather?
I'm fine. I just lost my voice. Matt Carpenter told me that I'm a one-tool player, the voice. Now I'm a no-tool player.
Harsh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to dissect that, though. I don't know that he's wrong overall. I mean, his voice does pay the bills.
Good looking guy, though.
Well, he is a good looking guy, that's true, but that was off camera there, you know.
And he can connect with a lot of people.
It's true too.
I mean, you've seen him around here buzzing around the stadium.
Yeah, he was talking to fans.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, he's got more tools than that.
Yep. Carp is
I mean,
wrong.
for that hit though, I mean, that he needed that one tool. He's able to battle through it though. That's what a real good player does.
Well, he's a pro.
Yeah.
That's what pros do.
Boy, sure, he could call in sick. Who's going to do his job? We're here in Monterrey, Mexico.
Yeah.
We didn't bring it back up.
Nope. 2-2 is foul. Yeah, now the clubs, they could add a extra man, so they have 26, but we did not.
Yeah, Harrison Bader was a little tight today. Had the right hamstring. Well, you got Tyler O'Neill to be able to throw out there in center field. He just goes ahead and hits a home run in his first at bat. Look, sometimes you got to play hurt, and that's exactly what Jim's got going today.
Here's a 2-2 to Wong. Looking for his first hit against DeSclafani. 0 for 14, 7 strikeouts. But to your point, he's been swinging the bat much better here at the start of the season. You know, Tyler O'Neill, you think about what he might be able to do if he's playing every day. He's had 24 at bats at 7 hits. Marcell Ozuna is starting to heat it up. And Wong hits it on a hop to Votto. He'll take it himself. Joey Votto now in year number 13 at Cincinnati.
Joey Votto is one of those guys where, you know, I'm sure that there have been plenty of ball clubs calling around, wanting to make a trade, wanting to make a move, and he wants to be there. He wants to be there for the turnaround, and he's seen some good times. Unfortunately for him, it just hasn't been sustainable. His success has, certainly, but the team around him has not. This team currently that we're seeing, they're talented. The lineup is very good. The pitching has been better.
There's Michaelis. And there's strike number 2. Joey Votto, once this season ends, barring an injury, will be 7th all-time in games played for the Reds. Also 7th in plate appearances and hits. There's Bid McAfee, who's ahead of him, played in the 1890 Reds. Then Frank Robinson, Barry Larkin, and a few others from the Big Red Machine. But you get the point. I mean, he's moving up the charts. All-time history in Cincinnati. Strikeout number 2. DeSclafani. So Joey Votto, one of the great hitters in the game today, from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. 6-time All-Star. He's been an MVP, won a Gold Glove. Led the league in on-base percentage, 7 seasons, and huge numbers against the Cardinals. Here's Carpenter, line to center, and also walked and scored.
To me, one of the things that's so impressive about Joey Votto is we see Matt Carpenter here, who has a lot of the same characteristics and traits as far as on-base percentage and plate discipline is. With Votto, I believe that he could sell out for more power if he wanted to.
Well, that's been the big question.
Fans are mad at him sometimes.
You know, he's making big money. What's more important? Is it the on-base percentage, or would you rather him expand the zone and drive the ball?
Well, and I do think that there is a tremendous amount of value by getting on, but the problem is if you don't have the right guys around you, you get on and, well, you just end up staying there. I do believe now with the Reds lineup that we've seen here recently, they've got guys. I mean, Eugenio Suarez, he's a star. I mean, he had a monster year last year. He's a guy that could drive you in. If Puig gets hot, you know what he can do. I don't think getting on base is a bad thing.
Could not hold up. 2-2. Yeah, I would think that Puig is really a key this year for the Reds, and he's off to a slow start. 5 for 39.
Got to be able to protect, you know. Same conversation that we've had with Paul Goldschmidt. Now, fortunately, Paul DeYoung went 0 for yesterday, did scorch one, but he had a monster series, and he's been fitting pretty well there in that 3-hole for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Tap foul by Carpenter. And Puig is a free agent to be. With Joey Votto, a fixture in Cincinnati. Two and two the count. 3 infielders on the right side, 4 outfielders for Matt Carpenter. Got to wonder if more teams will use this type defense. We saw it with Joe Madden last year, and we saw it last night with David Bell. That's as unique as it gets.
Yeah, it is, but it's highly effective. We've seen it work a couple of times already. Now, we did see it hurt them in the first inning yesterday. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, Carpenter was left at third.
A strikeout of Carpenter, and 2 in the inning. Midway through 4, Birds on top.
Has been rolling so far, and he has a great AB versus Joey Votto here. Curveball to start him off. Fastball in the inner half. Sinker tries the front door and ends up punching him out with the heater. Miles Michaelis so far today, Dan, he's got it all going.
Yasiel Puig, fly ball into right, and he's 0 for 2.
29 pitches now for Miles Michaelis, 22 strikes, getting first pitch on 10 of 12 now. I mean, this is the Miles Michaelis that we are so used to seeing, the guy that we saw all year last year. That pitch that he threw to Joey Votto, that take on the inner half, that sinker that was coming back, man, if he could bottle that thing, whew.
Pumping strikes, and Suarez
and doing
doubled to left field first time up.
Doing it with everything again.
Yeah.
There's the slider right there. He threw the first pitch breaking ball, curveball to Votto.
Suarez, 5 home runs against the Cardinals last year, drove in 15 in 12 games. 2 balls and a strike. They have Nick Senzel. We talked about him last night, their top prospect, who is a third baseman, but yet Suarez in year 2 of a 7-year extension. So Senzel has been playing some of the outfield in spring training, and then he got hurt. He was frustrated. He did not break north with the club. And they also have another top prospect, Tyler Green. Or Hunter Green, excuse me. Tyler is now scouting for the Yankees.
Doing a great job, by the way. We got to see him a few times in spring.
But Hunter is going to be shut down with Tommy John.
Yeah, he is an exciting young arm. #1 pick a couple of years ago, touching 100 miles an hour. The thing is now with Tommy John, it's a year setback. He's going to be back. He'll likely be fine. But disappointing when you have a couple of guys in the pipeline. Senzel obviously closer to the big leagues than Hunter Green was. This organization has accumulated some talent.
1-out walk. Boy Band Night is coming up at Busch Stadium. That's a Friday, April 19th. Purchase of a special themed ticket. Take home your very own Cardinals Boy Band t-shirt. Special performance by the Boy Band Night on the Alltech Lansing stage in Budweiser Terrace. Cardinals.com/theme. Here's Schebler after the 1-out walk. And a foul ball. And the chance to visit with Eduardo Perez, who's the commentator for ESPN and doing the game for ESPN today. And Eduardo saw the Hall of Famer Marty Brennaman, and of course Eduardo's dad was such a fixture in Cincinnati, now working for the club. He was working for the Marlins and now working for Cincinnati, and neat to see those two together as Eduardo basically grew up in that clubhouse with the Big Red Machine and Sparky Anderson.
That's really cool. Eduardo, that guy has got one of those personalities that you just want to be around, you know. Happy, excited, loves the game.
And there's the Cincinnati ties, of course, with David Bell. David, his grandfather Gus, played 9 seasons for Cincinnati. It's in the club's Hall of Fame. And then his father Buddy Bell played 4 seasons for the Reds, senior advisor in the front office. And then David, a star player at Archbishop Moeller High School that embarked on a 12-year major league career. Did manage in the Reds minor league system for a bit from 2009 through 2012. He's been a major league bench coach, third base coach, assistant hitting coach, and last year the Giants director of player development.
Not sure where that one missed from Michaelis. Talking about the Bell family, I wonder what conversations around the holidays are like. What do you think they talk about? You know,
a little baseball.
Maybe it sprinkles in a little bit. He is, as you just mentioned, he's worn a lot of hats, done a lot of different jobs, and done them all very, very well.
2-2, pulled foul. So many of those great players, some of which are in the Hall of Fame. Their sons all grew up in that clubhouse, and Eduardo telling me that Sparky Anderson let them be around their dads only when they won. So if they lost, they knew to stay out of the clubhouse.
Hey, incentive.
That's right. The 2-2, backhanded by Wong. Out there, and the second double play started by Colton Wong.
Double play for 15.
After that double play.
I mean, I like just missing there because they know I just missed, so they're more aware, like, I'm coming in there for strikes, too.
Talking it over in between innings there, and Miles Michaelis has proven that he will come inside and he'll come in off the plate. And we saw a little bit with of that against the Dodgers, establish the inner half and really set up a lot of things. But if you can prove that you can throw in not just for effect, but you'll throw in for strikes, well, the hitter has to be very aware of that, and then it gains more and more room on the inner half, which is weaker and weaker contact if they offer for it. He's done a great job of opening up the inner half and throwing all of his stuff so far today.
Here's Paul Goldschmidt. Three and one the count. They start the wave here at the ballpark. And it's a leadoff walk here in the fifth inning. Brings in DeYoung, who doubled. Looks like that's going to be it for DeSclafani. So David Bell going to his bullpen. And Michael Lorenzen will come in. Today, want to watch baseball or hockey? Best way to do it, Fox Sports Go, presented by T-Mobile. So the leadoff walk to Goldschmidt, and now it's DeYoung. Talking with Moises Rodriguez today, the assistant general manager of the St. Louis Cardinals, and he was telling me that they have one scout down here in Mexico, and it's interesting how they look for talent as Lorenzen pumps a strike. He said here in Mexico they will sign players 13, 14, 15 years of age, and then they'll go to academies. There's our Chevy call to the pen. And basically develop the players very similar style to what you may see in the Dominican. And so they've got a scout down here trying to find talent like Giovanni Gallegos.
Well, and the hope is that an event like this and bringing Major League Baseball to Monterrey, and we've had a chance to see lots of kids out here. Everybody's excited to watch the game. Hopefully you get somebody interested and somebody excited about the game, and it's the next one that finds themselves within an organization with an opportunity to represent their country.
National sport, soccer, and there was a big game here not too far away. Also a prize fight put on by Oscar De La Hoya about 10 miles away from here last night, as Goldschmidt pops it up. And battling the sun, Peraza, the second baseman, and he'll make the catch. So the sports fans here in Monterrey, they were busy in Major League Baseball, big soccer match, and then also the fight. Lorenzen gets the first out, and Lorenzen could be and has been a two-way player. You'll see him pinch hit at times this year for the Reds. Did that in college, but he's got tremendous power at the plate.
Well, he got a lot of reps in the outfield in spring training. I mean, they legitimately, he went into spring being that two-way player.
Ozuna bounces it to short. Could be 2. 6-4-3 on the double play. Midway through 5, 4-0 Cardinals. All right, thank you. And it's a deal that the Cardinals made with Jaime Garcia going to Atlanta, remember, for John Gant. And Garcia announced this last offseason that he had retired from baseball. Among the top 5 winningest Mexican-born pitchers in the history of the game. And a ground ball taken there by Carpenter. And the throw is wide at first base, in air on Carpenter. So Peraza aboard.
Well, this ball takes that big hop off the lip, but plenty of time here to make a good throw, and just pulls one up the line here. Here's one thing we've seen Miles Michaelis do already in this game, though. If runners are on, he makes a pitch. He's got a couple of double plays already. Wouldn't mind seeing a third one right here.
Cardinals have turned 2 in the first and in the fourth. Lopez Obrador is the president of Mexico, and as I mentioned earlier, a lot of people love the game of soccer here. It's the national sport, but yet he loves baseball. He loves it. Grew up playing it, played at a high level, and so he has vowed to get more Mexican-born players into the game of baseball. And one of the things that he's done is pump millions into the game and trying to develop younger players so that they're a part of Major League Baseball. And he appointed a former player to kind of head up the task force to do that. And there's a base hit into right field. The throw will be cut off, and runners at the corners. Edgar Gonzalez, a former player, spent a couple of seasons with the Padres as a second baseman, and also he's the brother of a great player, Adrian Gonzalez, former #1 overall pick. So he's the one that's heading this task force, pumping millions into the country to try to develop players. And he also was the manager of their team in the World Baseball Classic. But they feel, because there's roughly about 160 Mexican-born players in the minors, that they can develop more talent, get them to the big leagues.
Well, certainly. I mean, look how close we are. I mean, it's right here. Get the opportunity.
Catch made by DeYoung, and the runners will stay put.
To get your guys out there. There's a lot of talent all over the place, but it's all about opportunity and getting the chances to play the game. I love the fact that they're doing this, getting out there. I believe coming into the season in 2019, there were 8 Mexican-born pitchers, or I'm sorry, players just in general on rosters around Major League Baseball. And hopefully for them, a number that grows.
In that program, it's $17.5 million in the government's budget dedicated for baseball. Right now, 160 players in the minors and about 10 in Major League Baseball. Here's Michael Lorenzen, so he will hit for himself, and do not overlook this reliever. He can swing the bat, and he's got power.
Yeah, one of those benefits of having one of those if two-way player, if you will. I mean, basically how they're going to be using him. I mean, look at the numbers there in his career. That's quite respectable. You don't have to worry about the double switch. You can plug him right in.
Right. Well, it's an obvious look at it, too. The more players you have from Mexico playing Major League Baseball, they're written about, talked about, seen on TV. And then, from the president's point of view, that's where you get younger players playing the sport.
Oh,
popularity grows. doing things like this helps the popularity of the sport, as Monterrey has been really excited about this 2-game series. As Lorenzen taps it foul. Jimmy had the interview with the gentleman earlier about saying, look, I follow the Cardinals. My favorite player is Yadier Molina. It's a dream come true. I had people down on the field yelling at me saying, and met a gentleman last night that said, I watch every game on MLB.TV or the Fox Sports Go app. And he said, I don't miss a game. I love the Cardinals. Trying to become more of a global brand. And the 1-2. Pretty cool.
It is cool. And see, anywhere you go, and certainly the case here in Monterrey, Mexico, because look, it's Cardinals red. You're playing here. You see a lot of Cardinal gear, but it seems like anywhere you go, you see it. And it's funny, you'll talk to people that'll go somewhere random on vacation. It's like, I ran into Cardinals fans. They're everywhere. You might as well bring the game to as many people as you can.
2-2 the count on Lorenzen. Runners at the corners. Stays alive. Not often you see a reliever stay alive on a breaking ball like that.
Oh, he looks very comfortable up at the plate. Be a big punch out right here, though, if he can get it.
Pitch count now at 52 as we play in the home half of the 5th. And another 2-2. Lorenzen lines it into left and in front of Ozuna. He kicks it, and Lorenzen will wind up at second base.
Lorenzen battles, gives himself the opportunity to do this. Get a fastball just right above the belt. Serves it out there. Marcell Ozuna caught way in between. We've talked about the bounces during this entire series. You knew that thing was going to kick up fast and hard, and it did.
Well, the defense letting down Michaelis here in this inning. You had the error on Carpenter. That comes around to score. Ozuna booting that ball and left. We have not seen one bit of the Gold Glover that he was in Miami. At all. And it scored a double. Ozuna going back. And it's gone. An opposite field 3-run homer. Jesse Winker, his 4th this season. And the errors and the misplays come back to haunt the Cardinals.
Jesse Winker did the same thing yesterday. He took a pitch away, drove it that way for his 3rd home run. Here he goes for the 4th one. Just gets one up in the zone. This ball gets in the air, and it is gone.
And remember what he said going into the dugout?
Just get it to left. Just get it to left.
Well, that's what he did. Watching him round the base at first, it was almost like he shrugged his shoulders as if to say, like, there you go again. Hit on a hop to Wong, and Votto just flips his bat to the on-deck circle. Reminder that St. Louis Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Cardinals, and by Seidman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. Was 4-0, now 4-4. Here's Yasiel Puig, go for 2. And Puig shoots it out to center. O'Neill going back, and it's off his glove and then off the wall. And Puig will stop at second base. Cardinals have had some issues in the outfield the last couple of days.
This ball by Puig is hit on the screws. There's no doubt about that. But O'Neill gets to it and just not able to corral it. Slider down in the zone. Puig handles the ball down really well. You see O'Neill on the run, Gets there just about an inch short.
And that is ruled a double. This official score was around when I was playing. I still might be in uniform.
I'd have been in some trouble.
Holy smokes. Now a quick word from Great Southern Bank.
Emptied your digital wallet? We understand. Great Southern Bank. We're fans too.
And that's tap foul for strike one. The go-ahead run at second base. Suarez at the plate, who is doubled and also walked.
Miles Michaelis had been cruising up until this point. The inning started with an error over at third base by Carpenter. A couple of balls misplayed and a couple of pitches that he's missed his spot, and the Reds have made him pay for it. This game happens quick. You know, you think you got everything going, it can unravel fast.
Cardinals last year led the league in errors, and last night it unraveled quickly in that 8th inning. And here in this inning, those errors this level, they make you pay. And the 0-2 pitch blocked by Molina. Fastball, and he struck him out. Big inning for the Reds. Little help from the Cardinals defense, and we're tied 4-4. Volta, game 2, Flaherty and Woodruff. Waka, Burns in game 3. Remember, Burns struck out 12 in 5 innings in that first start against the Cardinals. I think what's going to be interesting, though, the adjustment that's made from that 4-game series. Cardinals had a lot of strikeouts in that game, and the strikeouts have been cut down. But the adjustment from game to game, pitch to pitch, in this case series to series.
Yeah, get the opportunity to see the Brewers a lot, and coming into action today, the Cardinals trail them by a game and a half.
Hit to short by Molina, and the out.
Yeah, this is going to be coming up. It's going to be a great series, just like the first one was. I know the Cardinals ended up dropping 3 of 4, and there's disappointment in that, but they were in all the games. And like you said, it's little adjustments. It's a couple of those times where they end up taking a punch out, just putting the ball in play and making something happen. Should be a very entertaining series and a big series in Milwaukee after this.
It's the normal trip you take after Mexico. You head to Milwaukee. And that's a base hit into center. And Tyler O'Neill is 2 for 3. Someone is smoking up here in the press box.
I thought that was a no-no. I thought they said no smoking in the press box.
I would prefer it be that way.
No cheering and no smoking, right? Just so everyone knows at home, it's not me.
Or me.
Not you.
No.
I don't think it's the Reds, guys.
I don't think so.
Does it smell like a cigar?
No.
Okay. That rules out Jim.
Yeah. Here's Dexter Fowler. Send one to the wall. First time up. I'm not here to call anybody out. I'm just saying I smell the smoke.
You know, they say where there's smoke, there's fire. You know, I'm going to find them.
O'Neill back in safely. 4-4 our score. Reds have out hit the Cardinals 7-6 in this game. By the way, it was snowing in Milwaukee today. Beautiful. Snowing outside Wrigley Field this morning.
Can't wait to get back to that. I've gotten too tan this trip anyhow. It's probably time for me to get back to the snow.
Yeah. Cubs were supposed to take on the Angels, and that game called off. 2-1 the count. Where'd you play winter ball at?
I played in the Dominican Republic.
Similar type stadiums, or?
Yeah, the stadiums were nice, older. I played for a team called Licey in Santo Domingo in the capital. It was fun. I mean, the atmosphere was crazy. Every game, as you were talking about before or after the game here, was like a big party. The whole game was a party. The fans are into it. Songs and lots of rum. People enjoyed that during the ball game. It was good times. Yeah, players didn't enjoy that during the game.
No, you were focused on the task at hand.
Yeah. I didn't fare so well in Dominican Republic. That was the first place I came back. I tried to pitch after Tommy John. Not a great place to rehab. They're pretty good over there.
A little rough on you?
Yeah, a little rough.
So a single and a walk. A lot of reasons to catch a Cardinals game. Even more reasons to score your tickets at StubHub. The best selection of 100% MLB verified tickets available even after the first pitch. StubHub, official partner of the Cardinals. So Kolten Wong here, and then you have a decision potentially. Michaelis pitch count not very high, and then his spot is up. Jed Jerko has moved to the on-deck circle. I mean, Michaelis is only at 61 pitches.
Offense, though, your opportunities might be at a premium. You got a bullpen that's relatively fresh with the off day 2 days ago.
Would seem like the time for John Gant if you went to the bullpen. He has had a terrific start to the season. And a pickoff, and O'Neill back in safely. Hidden ball trick. If you do that, the pitcher has to be off not only the rubber but away and off the mound if you're to conduct the hidden ball trick.
You got to get sneaky there. You got to tie your shoe a little bit or look for something off the mound.
That's the rules, man.
You figure your way around them.
Here's a 2-0 pitch to Kolten Wong. You can hear Lorenzen grunting with every pitch, even up here. The 3-0 and a strike.
Well, these two have faced each other a couple times. Kolten Wong actually 3 for 6 against Michael Lorenzen. Hoping to add a fourth one.
Wong spinning away. Didn't like that call from Sam Holbrook, our home plate umpire today. Chad Whitson down at first. Chad Fairchild at second. Dan Iasonia is at third. From 3-0 to 3-2. Wong takes it the other way, but lines out. The catch is made by Winker. Two outs, and the Cardinals will take a chance here and go with Jerko and then turn things over to the bullpen. You like this move?
You know what? I think I do at this point. Miles Michaelis has thrown the ball well, and he bounced back, from that rocky inning. But Cardinals had a lot of opportunities yesterday that they weren't able to cash in on. They're trying to make sure they can do it here.
Derek Johnson, the pitching coach of the Reds. He was in Milwaukee for a bit and now with Cincinnati.
Cardinals bullpen has been very, very strong. There were plenty of storylines last series in the sweep against the Dodgers. None bigger, I don't think, than the Cardinals bullpen will get some action in this one.
Well, you don't make the move unless you're confident in your bullpen, and it's rested. And as you mentioned, it is rested. John Gant has pitched very well and can give you multiple innings.
And Jed Jerko, a guy that we've seen over the years, can turn around a fastball. Lorenzen's got a good one. Hopefully he gets one up.
Slider and a strike. Not a lot of playing time early on for Jed Jerko. Does have an RBI in the start on Thursday. That was against the Dodgers. And the 0-1. And it'll make sure that the runners stay put. And again, Barnhart, that's textbook there.
He's really good. Make sure he smothers it, gets around the baseball, keeps it right in front, keeps the runners where they are. It's a bunch of times this series.
The 1-1. Jerko hits it down the right field line and out of play. In the hole, 1-2. Spoils a pitch. And sometimes it's all you want to see with that kind of slider. Give yourself another life.
Yes.
Foul it away.
Get to the point where hopefully for Jed Jerko, you get a few of those. You're able to foul some off. Maybe he throws another one that's off the plate and he comes to you with the fastball and do some damage, or he makes a mistake with that slider, leaves it middle in.
And the 1-2, now time called. Got him. So a strikeout of Jerko. Cardinals strand a pair. They've let 5 on today. We're tied. It's 4-4.
Miles was throwing the ball very well today, getting ahead of hitters, getting weak contact, couple of double plays behind him, got some punch outs, had the off speed working. Unfortunately, in the 5th inning for Michaelis, things kind of fell apart defensively behind him. He missed his spot a couple of times, but Miles Michaelis for most of that game looked like the Miles that we saw in 2018. It was good to see.
And so John Gant into the ball game. And has pitched very effectively out of the Cardinals bullpen.
I think the thought from a lot of people when Gant ended up not getting that 5th starter job and went to Dakota Hudson, that he'd be a long guy. And oftentimes the long guy's job is you sit out there for a while until they need you. Mike Schultz said right off the top that's not going to be the case. They're going to get him in some ball games, and my have they. He has been a very valuable member of that pen and the bridge to the back end.
And that pitch taken down and in. Scott Schebler, then Peraza and Barnhart. 4-4 our score here in the home half of the 6th. Schebler fly to center and grounded into a double play. 3-1 pitch. Now 3-2. Full count delivery by Gant. Pulled foul. 30 home runs in 2017, 17 last year. Season cut short by injury for Schebler. And had him out in front, held on to by Molina. That good changeup, and that's the first out.
That pitch has been very effective for Gant throughout his career. Had a couple of nice fastballs, 94, 95, and then drops this thing on it. Vulcan change, bottom drops out of it. It's a good start right there by John Gant.
Yours was a circle change you threw?
Yeah. Yep, I had to tinker with a lot of different grips when it came to the changeup. It took me a long time to find one that felt good. I tried a split finger. I tried the Vulcan, and finally that circle change just felt good out of my hands. But it is a field pitch, and it takes a while to get used to it. And John got the feel for that Vulcan grip and hasn't looked back.
Got to have a big hand to do it, don't you? Long fingers for a Vulcan grip like that.
Yeah, to get in there, and that's one of the reasons I couldn't throw the split finger very well. I don't have the largest hands. I got otter paws, Dan. I got the baby hands. That wasn't working for me.
It just wasn't going to work for you.
No. These are more sinker circle changeup hands.
Got it.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Peraza. Well, John has 3 very good pitches. Fastball in the mid-90s, the changeup, and then that it's like a 12-6 curveball.
It's a good curveball.
2-2, and a grounder hit to Wong. Layer up Friday, April 19th. 30,000 fans 16 and older receive an adult Cardinals fleece vest, courtesy of Scott Credit Union. For more information and tickets, cardinals.com/promotions. It's coming up this weekend. Cardinals have an off day. That'll be on Thursday. This is Tucker Barnhart. Long homestand coming up. Good seats still available. The Mets, the Brewers, and then these Reds make their way to Busch Stadium. Mets are an entertaining team. I mean, they changed the complexion of their lineup. They got Cano.
Picked up Diaz for the back end of that bullpen. Brought back Familia.
Alonso has been incredible.
Ooh, he's been on fire. We saw him a lot in spring training, man. Kid is good.
He's put up big numbers for the Mets. Jacob deGrom. Here's a 2-1 pitch inside. 3-1. Top of the lineup coming up for the Cardinals, looking ahead to the 7th.
Yeah, we know that this division is going to be a battle. The Brewers are great. Cardinals have a great chance of winning this division. The Cubs have been off to a very slow start for them, but a talented group. Reds have gotten better, and the Pirates are always in it. But man, that East got interesting.
Yes, Harper to Philly, the Nationals, and certainly the Mets. They'll peel, and he did not go, so it's a 2-out walk. Jose Iglesias is 1 for 2. 2-out walk to Barnard. Lefty and a righty throwing in the Reds bullpen. (2-0).
That one didn't miss by much there. Middle of the plate.
Giotti's reaction too. He kind of looked back at the umpire over his shoulder.
If it misses anywhere, I guess it's down a touch.
Wow.
Be happy living there all day, though. You're not going to get hurt much down there.
2-0 pitch. 2-1. It didn't take the Reds much time to issue number 4 back out. That was Brandon Phillips' number.
It kind of looks weird on somebody else.
Yep.
And it's interesting watching the Reds now. I mean, talk about the turnover that club had. You had so many guys that you're so used to seeing all the time. Brandon Phillips certainly one of those. They've gotten young, and it is a talented group.
Mentioned the minor leagues loaded with talent. You'll get that with those top picks by virtue of finishing last the last 4 years and averaging 95 losses in that time frame. Good play by Gant. Another scoreless inning sends us to the 7th. Top of the lineup coming up for St. Louis. Run. Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. So the top of the lineup. Inning will begin with Amir Garrett on the mound. Lorenzen, couple of scoreless innings out of the bullpen for Cincinnati in relief of DeSclafani. And Miles Michaelis went 5 for St. Louis. John Gant then a scoreless 6th inning as we await Yasiel Puig to get in position and right. And now he's set. Shift on the right side of the infield. With the right-hander, the Reds will go with all 4 as Carpenter hits it out to deep left. It's at the wall. Don't worry about the shift. Hit it over the shift, over the wall, and the Cardinals are back on top.
Number 2 for Cardinals on the first pitch. Number 2 on the first pitch.
Well, they've been daring Carpenter over and over to go the other way, trying to make him do it. He does it right there. Opposite field, home run into the gap. Garrett throws this fastball away. He knows it right off the bat that this one's getting out of there. And the Cardinals getting it going again with the long ball. Very little offense since the first inning. Good to see.
Jared Hughes, the right-hander, coming in. He'll face Goldschmidt, DeYoung, and Ozuna when we come back. Jared Hughes sprinting in from the bullpen, and the Cardinals have a 1-run lead. 1-0 the count on Paul Goldschmidt. At a double and a run scored, he's grounded out and walked.
Well, we saw the Reds roll out their relievers in this same order last night. It was Amir Garrett who came in for a scoreless inning. He exits after the home run by Matt Carpenter. Then Jared Hughes came in 2/3 of an inning, 1 punch out. A lot of sinkers, a lot of sliders.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Goldschmidt. Matt Carpenter's home run has given the Cardinals a 1-run lead. So you just got a piece. Seeing more and more in the lineups constructed by managers that, you know, you would think Goldschmidt would be a cleanup hitter, 3 hitter. Well, he's a 2 hitter. And this case, Joey Votto batting second. You know, just getting the best hitters, the most available times up at the plate.
Yeah. And it might not be drastic at the end of the year, but getting him, another dozen and a half ABs at the end of the year, it's a big deal, especially when he is firing and right. Think about that with Matt Carpenter leading off, how great he's been, then give more Paul Goldschmidt.
The 1-2. Taking low, 2-2.
It all comes down to what we were talking about before, though, is protection. You got to make sure that the opposition isn't able to just, pitch around that guy, walk that guy. Got to be able to pay for it. DeYoung has been making them pay for it here recently.
Big gap in left center. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. It's a good slider.
Well, this slider starts middle of the plate, just ends up off away. That's textbooks. He's been doing that for a long time.
Here's Paul DeYoung. Scored a run back in the first. He's also doubled and popped out. And the shadows edging closer to the batter's box here at this ballpark. And the 1-0. 5:15 local time. Reminder, the Blues coming up on Fox Sports Midwest, the main channel. Game number 3, the Jets and the Blues tonight. One ball and one strike with one out. And the Reds shifting on DeYoung. Carpenter, by the way, was the player that was shifted against the most of any hitter in the major leagues last year. For 500 times. Hit to third. 2 away. And it brings in Ozuna. 3-run homer back in the first. He is grounded to second, also grounded into a double play.
Well, Marcell Ozuna, to me, this guy, and he doesn't have to be the Marcell Ozuna from 2 years ago. It was a monster year that he had with the Marlins. And I don't know if anybody expects that, but I do know that when Marcell is right and he's healthy at the plate, man, what a force he can be, and how much deeper your Cardinal lineup is when he's right.
Thanks to Matt Carpenter, Gateway Honda dealers. Donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Marcell Ozuna. Changes completely the look of the Cardinals lineup if he gets going. And he has started to heat it up here in the last handful of games. Pulls it foul. Brought this up with John Mozeliak the other day. I said, did you think at all that Ozuna maybe developed some bad habits because of the shoulder, just to compensate? Said he had heard that, but it's so early, let's wait. 2-1 pitch. Ozuna with a drive out to deep left. Get out of the stadium. Long one. Deep left field. Second. Adios. Wow. There weren't many in batting practice going that far.
I don't think I saw one go that far in BP. We saw Marcell Ozuna in the first inning go oppo for a bomb. This time gets a sinker middle and puts it way up on the concourse. Woo, and he knows it. Wow. I mean, that's a nice treat. You're up there getting a cerveza or something, and then all of a sudden, ball lands by you. Look at Marcell. He's feeling it, man. If that guy gets it going, watch out.
2 home runs, and he's driven in 4 today. And thanks to Marcelo Zuna, Gateway Honda dealers donate another $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. And that's it down the right field line, out of play.
Something that we've seen here with the Cardinals this year, and look, we've seen it all around baseball. Cardinals have scored 6 runs in this ball game so far. Every single one of them have come via the home run. Long ball is big in the game right now.
So the Cardinals had a 3-run homer by Ozuna in the first. Tyler O'Neill a solo home run, and then 2 more solo home runs hit here in the 7th. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Molina. That was the 8th time Ozuna's had a multi-home run game in his career. That one a no-doubter.
Hey, Addy.
Molina base hit into left. Hughes got the first 2 and then back-to-back hits.
Man, I don't know how Yachty hits this ball. This ball is down. I mean, this is 9-iron low. Yachty just drops the head on that sinker. He knows exactly what Hughes has got. Sees the sinker out of his hand, knows it's going down, and just puts the bat head right where it needs to be. He's a line drive machine.
Now Tyler O'Neill, 2-hit day. Home run in the first. He struck out, then a single to left in the 6th. Here's a 1-0 pitch to O'Neill. See Molina just dancing out there at first base. He kind of slapped his hands together in frustration. I think he wanted to go. That's the thing. Pitchers will get lulled to sleep with Yachty at first base or even at second.
He's a smart base runner. He might not have the blazing speed, but he'll take advantage of an opportunity when it's provided.
Two and two.
2-1 there. You get a fastball. You think he'd want to unleash on that one. Hopefully he gets another one. I think Hughes will probably be going with that slider.
Mon Marquez of the Rockies had a no-hitter, I believe, going into the 8th against San Francisco, and gave up a base hit, so the no over. 2-2 pitch to Tyler O'Neill. Doesn't chase.
Not sure what Marquez's pitch count was at the point where he gave it up, but I think that there are some times where you see these no-hitters going on and the manager almost breathes a sigh of relief. Like, oh, thank goodness. I have to deal with that. A one-hitter's great. We'll get you out of there. We'll let the bullpen do the work, and you'll be ready to go in 5 days. That's a hard thing to be able to pull somebody out of a no-hitter if you have to.
Molina will be off with this pitch. 3-2, 2 down. Lefty throwing in the pen right now for the Reds. That's with Fowler on deck, and then the Cardinals, if they wanted to, could counter if they bring in the lefty. Well, we're about to find out. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Cardinals. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cardinals. With Brad Thompson, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Jim Hayes with us. Our entire Fox Sports Midwest crew here in Mexico.
The Cardinals had the offense going early. I mean, they struck in the first inning, ended up scoring 4. It was quiet for a while, only a couple of knocks in the second inning through the 6th inning, a double and a single by Tyler O'Neill, and got something going here again.
So 2 outs and 2 on. Dexter Fowler trying to add to the 2-run Cardinal lead. Fowler hits it to the right side, and that's a base hit. Puig has got a cannon. Molina running, and they'll hold him up.
That's probably a good decision. Yachty was running hard there, took the turn. Puig came up firing, especially on this turf. He gets that true bounce early. I got a feeling if you send Yachty here, I think he's going to get gunned down. You see Yachty going here. Got the head down, turn, makes the throw. Makes the turn there and looks. I know 2 outs, oftentimes you want to take a chance. I've got a feeling that chance would have just got you gunned down.
So Fowler on base for the 3rd time today, a double, single, and a walk. They have a lefty if they want, and that's Duke. He's ready and hot to get after Wong here, and that's what they're going to do. That'll be it for Hughes. Lefty-lefty matchup, bases loaded when we come back.
Izquierdo, la pelota se va, y el carpintero del poder saca su poder aquí en Monterrey, Nuevo León, México, y los Cardenales se van arriba con ese tablazo que se fue a la historia. Cardenales 5, Cincinnati 4, cuadrangular de Matt Carpenter. Sí, señor.
Paulo Asensio and Benji Molina working about 53 games on Spanish radio, and that was their call of the Carpenter home run that put St. Louis ahead. Now it's Duke against Wong, and the bases are loaded. 6-4 Cardinals. Ozuna would homer after that Carpenter blast. Zach Duke, the former Cardinal. 7 games. Our Chevy called to the pen, and the ERA near 9, at 9 as a matter of fact.
We saw this matchup last night, different situation, but it was the 9th inning. Colton Wong hits an opposite field home run off of Zach Duke.
2 balls and no strikes. This is now where you feel comfortable with Wong facing a lefty.
Yeah, as we were talking about before, and he's talked about, he's hanging in there well. He feels good. He feels comfortable against the lefties. Let it eat.
3-0. Jose Martinez is at the on-deck circle. Well, he is in the driver's seat now more than ever. 3-0. And he walked him. A bases loaded walk by Duke. An RBI for Wong. And a 3-run St. Louis lead. Boy, 4 straight balls there, and this has all been done after the Carpenter home run, which was Garrett on the mound, Hughes came in, got a strikeout, a ground out. And then we've seen the next 5 reach for St. Louis. And here's Jose Martinez, and he would love to add to this lead. Well, you got to like this matchup here if you're the Cardinals. Martinez against a lefty and nowhere to put him. And that's a ball, and there's 5 straight balls thrown by Duke. Jose came off the bench last night, grounded into a double play. And a big gap in left center.
We've seen in this game so far nothing but crooked numbers put up. It was the Cardinals scoring 4 in the top of the first. Cincinnati counters, gets 4 in the bottom of the 5th. Cardinals have 3 now. Look, at the runs are coming in bunches. Keep tacking on. This is big.
The 1-1, 2 balls, 1 strike. The crowd a little bit restless here. Nobody up and throwing for the Reds. The 2-1. Martinez chops it softly towards third and foul. Two balls and 2 strikes. You've been in this spot as a pitcher. You just walked a man with the bases loaded. You fell behind a Martinez. It's 2-2. If you groove one, I mean, you can't do it at this level. He loses it.
Yeah,
it's a big pitch.
It's a huge pitch. You for sure don't want to get to that point where you know you're that 1 pitch away from walking in another one. But you also have to make sure you execute. He's going to try to get something here, probably nice down and away.
Trying to go there. Barnhart set up in that spot, down and away. 2-2 the count.
That's the thing with a guy like Zach Duke, who's been in this game a long time. He's found himself in these positions before. He's had his struggles, but he's always had his go-tos also. See some young guys in a situation like this try to do too much and overthrow.
Bases are loaded. And the 2-2. Martinez up the middle. A scorcher into center. And 2 runs will come around to score. Jose Martinez delivers with the bases loaded.
There he is again, right in the right spot where the Cardinals need a great AB off the bench. Who do they go to? Well, that's that guy right there. Always having a good time. And this one is scorched up the middle, right between the legs of Zach Duke. Gets something he can handle. They fought off that one down and away. This one up and right through the wickets. Oof.
And still nobody up and throwing for the Reds in their pen. And Carpenter began this rally in the 7th inning, leading off against Amir Garrett with a home run. And he's up for the 2nd time. So a scoreless inning by John Gant, and the Cardinals still need to get 9 outs out of their pen.
Well, luckily they've got overall a very fresh group, some guys that can get some work in. And still, I mean, it's a 5-run ball game, but that could change quickly.
And a ground ball into the shift, and the play is made. Big inning for the Cardinals. They pick up 5. Started with Carpenter. Ozuna went deep. They tacked on 3 more. Back Saturday, April 20th, this weekend. 30,000 fans 16 and older take home an embroidered replica of the new Cardinals Road alternate jersey. Mets will be in town, and get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. I would hope at some point with a 5-run lead, and in this ballpark, nothing's safe. Giovanni Gallegos will get a chance to throw.
That would be great. He got his first big league victory the other day against the Dodgers. But as we were noticing yesterday, look, while there's a bunch of superstars here with the Cardinals, and there's some superstars on the Reds, the guy that the media wanted to talk to and the fans were the most excited about, certainly Giovanni Gallegos.
Born in Mexico, mom and dad, family here. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Dominic Leone to Phillip Ervin. That's taken outside. Ervin with a triple last night.
26th man for this Monterrey trip. A guy that almost made the team out of camp, had a really good spring training, got the chance last night to come in and pinch hit. Like you said, triple to get things started.
2-1. Mike Schilt was asked about that before the game, getting Gallegos into a ball game. He said, well, bottom line is we got to make sure we win first.
Sure.
And if the situation would present itself, then certainly we would do that. As Ervin turns on that pitch down the left field line, but foul. Phillip Ervin with 5 home runs this spring and hit well above 300, almost made the club for the Reds.
I feel like any time that you get a chance in front of at the big league level, whether it be spring training or an event like this, where, I mean, these are big league ball games, these ABs count. He might be on his way back to AAA after this, but the lasting impression.
The pitching line on Jared Hughes. 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 home run. 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 home run. Pitching line on 2, 1/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 walk.
And the 3-2 pitch, Leone struck him out. That's how we start the home half of the 7th.
Well, you see the good slider right here from Dominic Leone. Starts middle of the plate, ends up away.
Oh boy. Dominic Leone, who had nerve irritation in his bicep last year.
Looks like he's telling everybody, hey, I'm good. Don't freak out.
It was kind of a funky delivery, wasn't it, that last pitch?
I'm not sure. I didn't really see. Obviously, everybody saw something in there. As we see the slider there.
Maybe it's something with the mound.
Yeah, it could have got caught in the ground or something with a spike, twist something. Happens a lot of times in the clay or even late in games. Sometimes there's a small hole where the other pitchers have been striding. You might fall into that one and spin off.
There's Jesse Winker. Winker had the 3-run homer back in inning number 5. That tied the game up at 4-4, and the Cardinals have scored now 5 unanswered. Hyundai pitch arsenal with Leone. Fastball, slider, and the curve. Little chopper foul. Well, Leone has got that cutter or slider. That's a good pitch.
It is.
On these lefties.
Yep, neutralizes lefties. And right now, the Cardinals bullpen has 2 lefties in Miller and Webb. But coming out of spring, they didn't. And one of the reasons they felt comfortable going with the 1 lefty is because you have a guy like Leone down there that has that pitch that can really get inside on these lefties.
2-2. Did he go? He did. Strikeout of Jesse Winker. So back-to-back strikeouts. And a reminder that St. Louis Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Budweiser. Wherever legendary MLB moments happen, Budweiser will be there. And by Steak and Shake. Get 4 meals, 4 items for $4. 444. Get more for 4 only at Steak and Shake. A strike to Votto. Quiet day for Joey. Grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. Struck out back in the 3rd and grounded to 2nd in the 5th. We talk a lot about the shadows at Wrigley, and now the shadows becoming a factor here. Did you find that to be difficult on the hitter?
Yes. Yeah, because you lose it. You really do kind of lose it halfway, and especially the ones that are difficult where it goes dark, light, dark. I mean, I always preferred pitching around this time. The shadows were very, very good to me.
Could imagine.
Yeah.
A ball and 2 strikes on Votto. Two and 2.
Tell you what, it was great to see the Cardinals offense last inning. A couple of home runs started, but then manufactured a couple of runs, got a little help from the Reds pitching staff. Big knock by Martinez.
2-2, pulled foul. Couple of baseball lifers, Mike Schilt and David Bell. Different paths to get to this point, but been around the game all their life. Fouled back. Mike was working in a clubhouse at one point. His mother and father worked for the affiliate of the Orioles. He was shining shoes. And
Cal Ripken Jr., right?
Yeah. Oh, even before then.
Back in the day.
I mentioned the family history. David Bell, the Reds. 2-2. Another foul ball.
Feel like it would be a very entertaining dinner with those two. You get those two guys together.
The stories and the history. The 2-2 to Votto. In the air out to center. O'Neill broke back. Now comes in and he'll make the catch. 1-2-3 for Dominic Leone. It's 9-4. Right-hander in for the Reds in our Chevy call to the pen. 4 games and an ERA under 2, and he gets the middle of the Cardinal lineup. Paul Goldschmidt. Ball to Young and Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna has homered twice today. A ball and a strike.
You just love to see this, to be able to go back and look at this game in Monterrey, Mexico as a jump off point for Marcell Ozuna. Had the opposite field home run, pulled that no doubter. This offense is a lot different when he's doing those things.
Inside. Goldschmidt today, a double, run scored in the first. It's grounded out to second. He walked. And he also struck out. It's against Jared Hughes back in the 7th. The 2-1 pitch. Cardinals have hit 4 home runs. Ozuna with 2, O'Neill with 1, and Carpenter with 1. Carpenter's broke the 4-4 tie. 3-1 pitch. How about number 5?
Well, we have seen spurts already of different individuals in the lineup getting hot. We haven't seen the Cardinals lineup overall hot. I know it's kind of a crazy thing to say. They scored 9 runs today, but we haven't seen it strung together yet.
I think what you're talking about is Goldschmidt, Ozuna together. Carpenter getting on one of his tears.
I'm telling you, when you look at the way that it's set up, and even looking at the bottom of the lineup, when you have Colton Wong doing the things that he's doing already, when you have the speed presence of Harrison Bader when he's in there, I mean, there are a lot of things that can be clicking for this Cardinals offense.
3-2 pitch. Right down the middle. Goldschmidt strikes out. Couldn't pull the trigger. And Stevenson strikes out Goldschmidt. Giovanni Gallegos, you got to wonder what's going through his mind and the emotions right now, and maybe a little nerves, excitement, emotions.
Yeah, I'm sure that right now there's a little bit of that. The jog out to the mound will likely have a little bit of that, and then hopefully after the first pitch you settle right in.
There's Paul DeYoung. And DeYoung lifts a fly ball out to left. Battling the sun. Not an easy play. Winker with the catch. And it brings in Ozuna. And he could cap off what already has been a big day with, let's get greedy. How about one more? Home runs today. 3-run shot back in the first inning opposite way. And then a long one. Tyler O'Neill, our Budweiser plays of the game. Carpenter broke the 4-4 tie, and then Marcel, yeah, I think he knew it. Fans in Mexico would love to see a 3-home run day. Shift on the left side, and an 0-1 pitch to Marcell Ozuna. 0-2. In the dirt. And Ozuna swing and a miss. So the strikeout of Marcell. Gallegos coming on. From Obrejon, Mexico, Giovanni Gallegos, the 27-year-old, pitching in Mexico. And greeted by Yasiel Puig with a home run. It's going to happen,
Yeah,
right?
got the first one out of the way. Throw one pitch, grooved him a strike, and look, Yasiel Puig has done that to a lot of guys in the big leagues. All right, now you can settle in. You see Gallegos just, I mean, that's middle right there, trying to get ahead and going to work after that. I think that we've seen every plate appearance from Puig. If he gets a fastball first pitch, he's hacking, and does so there.
And his first home run as a Cincinnati Red. Puig was talking to a group of, I would say, maybe 5 or 6 gentlemen behind home plate right before he went to hit. and then pointed to them as he scored, and they were giving him a standing O. There's a grounder tapped foul.
Well, when the first press conference the Cardinals had was held yesterday, it was Yadier Molina, Matt Carpenter, and Paul Goldschmidt. And the questions that they got off the bat were all about this guy. It was about Giovanni Gallegos. It was about the only Mexican-born player that's in this series. It's just time for him to settle in a little bit.
Cardinals have had 13 in their illustrious history from Mexico. The 2-1 pitch. Giovanni has mom and dad here, some other relatives as well, but one that's watching on television, his grandfather. And we mentioned yesterday that his grandpa loved watching baseball, the Diamondbacks play. That's the games that he would see. There's a grounder foul, and so when Giovanni was growing up, that's how he learned the game of baseball. His grandfather loved it, watched the game, learned about the game, and then those two would play catch. And that's how it all started.
Yeah, listen up, ladies and gentlemen watching. Share the game. Enjoy it. Start a tradition. Never know, you might be watching your son, grandson.
Swing and a miss. Gallegos, a strikeout.
Gets the breaking ball right there. Comes back. The first pitch didn't do what he wanted it to do. Puig put a good swing on it, but able to get a big strikeout here. Eugenio Suarez. Nice curveball. Hard, tight curveball by Giovanni Gallegos.
From Mexico, pitching in Mexico. What a moment. Chevy called to the pen. Andrew Miller was dominant last time out against the Dodgers. That was on Thursday. No deal with Matt Kemp. Big happy 9th birthday to Tanner Hickert. Maybe Tanner could be one of those guys watching today and saying,
absolutely, I love this game.
Yeah,
I want to go play this game.
There's a base hit into center for Matt Kemp. Professional hitter Matt Kemp.
This fastball just on the inner half, leaked in a little bit more than he wanted. It was a nice slider to get ahead, strike one, which, by the way, early in the season, first couple of outings, was not coming easy for Andrew Miller. Just didn't quite have the feel for it. As you mentioned, last time out did have the feel for it. Punched out 3 in his inning against the Dodgers. Hasn't been scored upon in his last 3 outings. It's looked a lot better.
Cardinals have turned 2 double plays in this contest. The first and the fourth, that was with Michaelis on the mound. Yeah, Andrew Miller talked about just throwing strikes, being aggressive, trusting your stuff is stuff. You know, you always hear that.
Yeah, man, his stuff is so nasty, and even guys that have had as much success as him, sometimes you have a tendency to try to do a little bit too much, try to make it break more, or try to throw it through somebody. All by getting the feel for it. It looks like he's got a better feel here recently.
It's a ball and a strike on Jose Peraza. Metcalf, the runner at first, and the 2-1 pitch. It was Kemp and Puig and Alex Wood that came over from the Dodgers 4 days before the Christmas holiday. Reds are trying to send a message that, hey, we feel that we're not that far away.
Well, they realized their areas of weakness and they tried to strengthen it. I mean, they bolstered that rotation quite a bit.
There's a strikeout of Peraza, and there's 2 away.
With that good slider right there getting in. They bolstered the rotation. They pick up a veteran guy in Kemp. You get a very high upside in Puig. And you already have a pretty good nucleus, as you see here. The reshaped Reds. I think Sonny Gray was a good pickup by them. Got him from the Yankees in a trade.
Now hitting for Cincinnati.
I know Sonny Gray was excited to get reunited with his pitching coach from Vanderbilt.
There's Curt Casale with 2 outs and a runner at first. 9-5 our score. Couple of sliders have missed, down and in. 2-0.
Cardinals bullpen to this point has done a fine job. Michaelis goes 5 innings, gets lifted for a pinch hitter in a situation. Gant comes in with a scoreless inning. Dominic Leone follows, does a great job. Got to see Giovanni Gallegos pitch here. Had the solo shot but struck out Suarez, and now Andrew Miller here.
Well, that's not what you want. 4-run lead, and now the 2-out walk. Runners at first and second. That's going to be it. And Mike Shilt's going to go to his pen here, and we have not seen Jordan Hicks in the series. Jairo Munoz. It's going to be a double switch. Munoz going to the outfield. Well, we'll sort it out when we come back. Mike Schilt, double switch. 2 runners on, 9-5 our score. Hard throwing Jordan Hicks. Chevy called to the pen, and seen this year he's mixed in that slider as well as a changeup, and Cardinals will see if he can't get the final 4 outs. Here's Derek Dietrich, who homered in the ball game yesterday, and he now has 4 on the year. Shown some pop, filling in for Scooter Gennett. Well, you've got the Shadows and Jordan Hicks on the mound, and good luck.
That seems like a nice recipe, huh?
Woo. Jairo Munoz part of the double switch. He's in center field, the 26th man on the roster for the Cardinals. Runners at first and second. And the 0-1. Dietrich is driven in 11 in 12 games.
He had a big day yesterday. The home run, as you mentioned, a triple as well, just off the glove of O'Neill.
There's a slider, almost hit him, and he swung through it.
It's not fair.
That pitch isn't fair. You throw 101 mile an hour and then you throw this thing 86, starts on the inner half. You've got to be geared up for the fastball, so you got to be able to start early, and there was no slowing down for that slider. Back foot. Ooh.
And the 1-2 now to Derek Dietrich. Hit him. And the bases will be loaded. Hit him with a slider. And the tying run will come to the plate.
Unfortunately for Derek Dietrich, Hicks' slider is like a lot of other guys' fastballs. This thing comes in back foot and catches him right on the ankle, on the inner side right there of his left foot.
This would be Kyle Farmer. We'll see if Dietrich can't put a little bit more weight on that leg, and that got him at maybe the ankle or the shin. Take a listen to it.
My instinct right there was to grab my own ankle.
Right.
I don't think that makes Derek's feel any better. Gosh darn, they caught him square. And you had Hicks there in the driver's seat in that situation. You're certainly not, don't want to hit a guy. You want to get it in there. You want to get that slider in there, but don't want to bury it that far. He just pulled that one across.
They may have to take him out of the game. Running out of position players here, even with the extra man. So Dietrich, his day is through. Hit by the pitch. And with that, the tying run is at the plate. So Dietrich's day is through.
Still don't have a runner out there.
Maybe a pitcher. Sometimes in these situations, pitchers have to find their spikes.
You hope that guy's got his cleats nearby. It's a bit of a hike to get up to the clubhouses here in Monterrey. A long path to get up there. Looks like that must be the case here.
Jordan Hicks has just been kind of standing on and around the mound.
Most of your modern ballparks, you know, the clubhouse is attached to the dugout. You can go in if you need something quickly. Not here. You got to take a staircase, goes up to about the second level, and then you have to walk a concourse to get to the clubhouse.
It's Maley. He's a pitcher trying to find a helmet. Tyler Maley. Looks like he would be the runner in this position. Now he's got to put the spikes on with the helmet. Who knows what he may have been doing in the clubhouse.
Well, he had to sprint to get there, to get his stuff. Either way, this is not good news for Jordan Hicks, who just has to wait around.
That's what concerns me. Tying run at the plate, Kyle Farmer. Eight games this year. He's popped a couple of home runs. Fastball in there for a strike. I would imagine that Hicks would be no fun to catch for Yadier Molina because of the sink with the velocity.
He had one to his first batter where it was 101 and skipped it in there. I thought to myself, I don't think I would want that job.
On the ground to DeYoung and a force play at second. Along with the stretch, no damage done. 4-run lead as we head to the ninth. Fun here the last couple of days. This ballpark in 3 days total in Monterrey, Mexico.
A lot of families coming out here having fun. I know the players have enjoyed themselves here. Fred Bird having a good time, beaking kids all over the place. I mean, who doesn't like Fred Bird? Everybody likes Fred Bird.
Well, you do the kid show with Fred Bird, so
I know you watch.
Haven't missed an episode in years.
I know you haven't. By the way, I don't know the rules as far as bringing poultry back home. He gonna be all right? What do you think? Think Fred's gonna be okay?
Absolutely.
He gonna make it back with us? All right. Not sure.
What are you saying?
I don't know. He might have to stay.
By my count, the Reds are out of position players.
And they've also used their two-way player and Michael Lorenzen earlier in this game.
So Wandy Peralta, the left-hander, is in. Here's Yadier Molina. And a single back in the seventh, his only hit in this series. Kirk Casale stays in the game catching.
Al Farmer remains in the game at second base.
And the 0-1 pitch to Molina. To the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hit the ball.
I was watching that in the hotel yesterday.
I was too.
Yeah. Don't dig in. I'm not kidding. He doesn't know where it's going. I think that's the all-timer for me. If I got to pick my baseball movies, Bull Durham. Major League right behind it. I think Sandlot to me is getting my bronze.
No Field of Dreams, no Natural.
I mean, they're around. They're in there. Field of Dreams on the outside. Looking
Come on,
in.
Man. Thought you're better than that.
Nope. Nope. And the Natural's even further back. Wow. It's okay.
What, in the version you watched, did he strike out with the game on the line or what?
I got the bootleg.
There's a line out by Molina.
I didn't want to pay full price.
It sounds like if you're walking the streets.
It was a horrible ending,
New
really.
York, you had the different ending, I guess. The bootleg version.
Yeah, I got that DVD and a bunch of Louis Vuitton bags for like $50 on Canal Street.
Well, Molina is lined out 4 different times in the 2 games against the Reds. Here's Tyler O'Neill. He's homered today, and also a single. Yeah, there's a nice ending in Field of Dreams too.
I'll have to check that out.
The hot dog actually comes up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I thought that was a downer of an ending.
No.
All right. Well, I know what I'm doing on this flight.
Rescue the girl and the,
Is that right?
Yeah. Nice little game of catch in
You mean
the end,
Doc
too.
Graham helps her out?
Yeah.
Oh, man, on the version I watched, he was very happy with the triple he hit and said,
No,
this
kid.
is me. I'm
He said,
doing
I'm
it.
staying on this side of the,
Sorry,
the
kid.
chalk. It's awful. You get some tough versions of those movies.
Yeah, you get what you pay for.
And O'Neill strikes out, and there's 2 away.
Well, Neal gets this nasty breaking ball here, stays away from him, but does have that good downward movement.
Dexter Fowler. 9-5 our score with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. And Fowler chops it to second. The high final bounce there, and the Cardinals go 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the 9th. 4-run lead for St. Louis. Gorgeous day. Mountaintops. The backdrop of center field. Jordan Hicks got the final out. That was in the bottom of the 8th, and now Hicks has Jesse Winker, the top of the lineup for Cincinnati. 9-5 our score. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Hicks, we look at his stuff and the fact that he lights up the gun. We've seen 105 miles an hour. To me, the sink is really important. He can get ground balls. He can get outs quick. The slider has developed a lot. I know he's got the changeup that he worked on a bit, and we've seen it already a little bit this year. That's been a good pitch for him. He's one heck of a weapon. It would be so easy, wouldn't it, if you threw 100 miles an hour? If that was just your game, you had it, just God-given gift. It'd be very easy to just hang your hat on that, but he wants to grow. He wants to get better and better as a pitcher.
That's out of play. It's in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike on Joey Votto. One ball and 1 strike on Votto. Hitless today. With that swing.
You don't see that swing from Joey Votto that often. That was a very defensive swing. See, this slider here just keeps coming in.
Little grounder up the middle and the base hit for Votto. Just put the ball in play.
2 strikes, choke up a little bit, make something happen. I know that strikeouts are a part of the game now. We've seen a lot of power as a result. To me, there's something to be said for just putting the ball in play. You just never know. Infield shifted over, finds himself a hole and gets something going. Hopefully that something here is a ground ball to shortstop. A little 6-4-3 to end it.
Yasiel Puig, home run off of Gallegos last time up.
Puig has been hacking. First pitch, anything around the zone, he's been letting it eat.
Jammed him, softly hit. Wong out there. Now Votto in a rundown. And the tag, and the Cardinals have a win. Heads up play again by Colton Wong.
Colton Wong been showing it off with the gloves. He's been showing it off with the bat, and the Cardinals get the second game, split the series. And for sure a heads up play right here. Goldschmidt gets him in the rundown. Paul DeYoung wise to run him down.
Well, that's how you do it. Don't throw it to second. Get him to commit. Get the rundown. Cardinals get the win. Coming up, the post-game show. A split here in Mexico. We've had some fun. And thanks for joining us. Post-game next.